She came home acting like nothing happened. But what she found in her locker ended our engagement, exposed her affair to everyone, and left her begging for forgiveness. I was 34, and for the longest time, I believed I had life figured out, especially when it came to love and relationships. For nearly 4 years, Claire had been my person, my fiancée, my partner in life. We had been engaged for 8 months, living together for just over 2 years, and planning a wedding that felt like the natural next step. Our relationship was quiet, comfortable, and predictable. It was not flashy or dramatic, but I believed that stability meant trust, and trust meant love. Claire was not the type to party or stay out late. She worked long hours, came home tired most nights, and usually just wanted to eat, relax, and sleep. I took care of cooking, laundry, bills, and all the little things that made our life work. I did it without complaint because I loved her and I trusted her completely. I never thought I would have to question that trust. 2 weeks before the weekend that changed everything, Claire mentioned a girls' trip to Nashville. Her bridesmaids had planned it as a bachelorette celebration, and I did not think twice. I hugged her goodbye, smiled, and told her to enjoy herself. She sent little messages throughout the weekend, saying busy, don't worry, I love you. I believed them. I trusted her completely. I spent my weekend busy too, drafting speeches for the wedding, imagining our future, thinking about forever. I had no idea that in less than 48 hours, I would discover that the person I trusted more than anyone had already betrayed me. Saturday night came, and I was at home watching a game with friends when my phone buzzed. It was a message from a coworker's girlfriend, Jenna, someone I barely knew. The message said, "Hey, I think you should see this. I'm in Nashville for a conference and saw Claire." Attached was a short video. I paused before pressing play, hoping it was something innocent, but the moment I opened it, the world shifted beneath me. There was Claire on a rooftop bar, pressed against a man I had never seen. His hands around her waist, her hair falling in his face as they kissed. And it was not playful or accidental. It was slow, deliberate, and clear. Her bridesmaids were cheering, filming, acting like it was a game. I watched the video over and over, hoping I was wrong, but I knew I was not. I did not call Claire. I needed proof, the whole truth, not excuses. Later that night, one of her bridesmaids reached out, someone Claire was not especially close to. She told me I deserved to know everything and forwarded screenshots from their group chat. In her own words, Claire had bragged about meeting this man, calling him her last fling before marriage, laughing about how I would never find out, praising her friends for keeping her secret. I sat staring at those messages, feeling a cold weight settle in my chest. This was not a drunk mistake. This was planned. Every text she sent me over the weekend suddenly felt like a lie. I did not sleep that night. I replayed the video in my head, reread every message, wondered how long she had been lying to me. By Sunday morning, I knew I could not let it slide. Confronting her in person would only give her a chance to twist the story. I needed her to face the truth without spinning it. When she came home that night, smiling, hugging me, kissing me on the cheek, talking about how amazing Nashville was, how much she loved her friends, how excited she was for the wedding, I listened. I helped carry her bags. I nodded and smiled, but inside, I was already planning my next move. She kissed me like nothing happened, and that was when I knew she could not be trusted to speak her own truth. The next morning, after Claire left for work, I put my plan into action. I had printed everything. Screenshots from the group chat, stills from the video, and proof of earlier messages and payments she had sent to him through Venmo, hidden as brunch or coffee. I gathered all of it and placed it in a large envelope with her name written clearly on the front. I dropped it off at her workplace, leaving instructions for it to be placed in her locker. By lunchtime, my phone was filled with calls and texts from her. She screamed, accused me of ruining her life, destroying her career, and embarrassing her in front of everyone. I listened calmly and told her, "Claire, I did not ruin anything. You did. All I did was make sure you could not lie your way out." Her words tried to minimize everything. She said, "It was just a kiss. You are overreacting. You are so insecure. I did not argue or raise my voice. I simply said, check the rest of the envelope. It was not just a kiss, and you know it. By then, some of her coworkers had already seen the papers. By the end of the day, everyone knew. The woman who was supposed to be planning a wedding was exposed as cheating. People talk, and her reputation began to fall apart even before she fully realized it. The fallout continued the next day. Her bridesmaids were talking in their group chat. Some were furious at her carelessness, saying she had ruined months of planning. Others tried to soften it, saying everyone makes mistakes, but no one could deny what they saw in those screenshots. She had bragged about the affair, planned it carefully, and tried to hide it. Her actions were not a mistake. They were a choice. The man she kissed was married with kids. When his wife was shown the proof, she received everything. The video, the screenshots, and messages. Claire tried to act like a victim, begging me to keep it private, saying it was just a drunk kiss, something meaningless. But the proof told a different story. Months of messaging, planning, and hidden payments showed that it was deliberate. The wedding was canceled. The deposits, invitations, and plans were gone. Claire moved out, staying with friends and family, posting cryptic messages online about mistakes and toxic men, acting as if I had been the problem. Meanwhile, I focused on myself, my family, and my true friends. I was loyal, steady, and honest, and that was enough. Claire lost me, her reputation, her friends, her bridesmaids, and the man she risked everything for. Her attempt to act like a victim only made her fall harder. She once thought the wedding would prove how strong our relationship was, but her actions proved the opposite. I do not regret exposing her. I regret only trusting her more than she deserved. I am grateful I found out before vows were exchanged, before children, before a mortgage, before life became even messier. Her life fell apart because of the choices she made. People talked, work gossip spread quickly, and everyone who saw the evidence knew the truth. She could not pretend to be innocent. The woman who was supposed to be my fiancée, the one I loved and trusted, was exposed to everyone. I learned a hard lesson about trust, loyalty, and the danger of believing someone could never hurt you. But I also learned that acting calmly and letting the truth speak for itself was the most powerful way to handle betrayal. Claire lost more than just me. She lost her reputation, her friends, and the respect of people who once trusted her. And I moved on, leaning on people who truly cared, knowing that I had done everything I could to protect myself from a life built on lies. I did not regret exposing her. I regret only that I trusted her more than she deserved. But I was grateful that I saw the truth before it was too late.